EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Mass. A moment ago, the pride of Massachusetts, the Patriots, introduced to this, as always, sold-out crowd as they get set to go head-to-head with the Cleveland Browns. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. Taken in at the 3. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. First carry for Damian Harris, the Alabama man. And a good physical run that time. He's going to wind up gaining 5 on that one. Last week we saw a rarity. He was over 200 yards on the ground, and they lost. So we'll see if they can get more carries like that and win this week.
And that was interesting watching the game tape, wasn't it? Because it was hard to register while we watched him pile up that yardage and create those nice runs, that they didn't win the football game. But that doesn't mean changing what you do. Continue to feed him the football.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Now Jones. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Well, you know, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, the so-called unnamed sources that were saying all is not rosy in that locker room. There's whispers that 1 or 2 guys, CD, have kind of had enough of how things are going and have been going. How would you handle that as a coach?
Well, you and I both know all the coaches that we've dealt with and come in contact with. They'd love to get their hands on those unnamed sources, wouldn't they? But they know that that's not possible. So I think they've got to go in there and make sure that this isn't a distraction. They also know that once the grumbling starts, it becomes a slippery slope, and it's hard to stop the fall. But I think you need to sit some guys down and say, hey, look, we're still hoping to be a playoff team this year. We need you guys to be bought in with what we're doing. Come on, let's get on board.
It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down. The Patriots send out their punter. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Taking it about the 16. A terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now 1st and 10 at their own 43. A first carry now for Nick Chubb. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
And he's going to get this inside the 30.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back first downs.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots' 14.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
2nd down, here's Chubb again. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3. Throwing, Mayfield, eluding the pressure right. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. Here we go now on 1st and goal. Chubb. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Browns have taken the early lead. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. Taken in at the 3. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. New England with a first down as they begin the drive. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. On the give, this is Harris. Takes this to the 27. Give him 4 yards.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism. They created some nice space for him.
Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run. But for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 6-0 our score after 1. Now a first down carry for Harris. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
Throw left side complete. That's Smith. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. They're going for it. This is Harris. He gets it forward for 4, maybe 5, but the flags fly. And this one could be coming back. So on the big tight end, holding.
Each and every year, we talk about very few tight ends coming into the league that are polished blockers or asked to do it a lot in college. So it's a constant struggle and a constant fight to learn how to do it without holding.
35 yards that time on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10, right at the 30. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. 48 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he's brought down.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver. Although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
First down, Mayfield. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up second down. Another try after the first down sack. Mayfield. This one complete to the running back, Chase Edmonds. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down. For it. Here's Chubb. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Another 13 yards there twice in a row, and they're on the move. Another first down as well. A run for Nick Chubb. He's got the first down inside the 10. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb, his second touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Browns add on to their lead.
There's not much that's perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive. The opening drive was, that last one was. Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8 ball.
You got to make sure you just hold in there. Survive the early storm, relax a little bit, and try and get back to your game plan. It's way too early for panic. Well, partner, since this new 2-point rule came into play, offenses spend a lot more time working on it. That means the defenses are doing the exact same thing.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Pats at the line, ready to go. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
Jones throw complete there to Smith. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Throwing, Jones. Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far offensively, or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
The Patriots send out their punter as he's on to kick it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Browns drive about to get started. And they are back down to 500 following the loss last week. Consistency has been a real issue for them so far.
Brandon, you almost don't know what team is going to show up every week. I mean, there's no consistency with this ball club at all, and if we feel that way, I know it frustrates the coaching staff, and it also has to frustrate the key leaders in the locker room. They got to figure out how to get coordinated.
A first down throw for Mayfield, and his throw is going to be incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Mayfield. It's caught over the middle. Hooper. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. On 3rd down, Mayfield. Man open, that's Anthony Schwartz. And he is going to have a Browns 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Mayfield on 1st down. He's going to look deep down the field. And this is caught. Touchdown. Anthony Schwartz, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. New England with a 1st down as they begin the drive. And a first half that really has not been kind to them. A late opportunity here to maybe make some inroads on this deficit before half.
And this drive's going to go a long way towards telling us whether they actually have a chance to come all the way back in this game or not.
7 yards to pick up there. 2nd down and 3.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down. Off the play fake, Jones. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. The Patriots send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. So possession goes over here on the punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Browns drive about to get started. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. Chubb will have the 1st down and much more. And how about that for just running out the clock? So we come upon halftime, and it's the visiting Browns with a lead. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the 2nd half. Taken in at the 3. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Browns drive about to get started. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this 2nd half?
Well, I liked what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
Now the first carry for Chase Edmonds.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
Back to the ground. This time it's Chubb. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 130 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. On 1st and 10, Mayfield. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb, 25 yards. And the Browns take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Well, he was already over 100 yards running the football prior to this play, but this run may be his best yet.
I've got to agree with you on that one. We're looking at a guy running with extreme confidence, running in harmony and sync with his blockers. All of them kind of moving as one, and look at the end result. Big plays.
Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that will bump the lead up to 26. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Pats at the line, ready to go. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Again, it's Harris on 2nd down. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
You can't block me. You can't block me.
Off play action. Jones. He's got it complete to Aguilar. And he will have a Patriots 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. On 1st down, Harris. And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2. They'll keep it on the ground. Harris again. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. The good run on 1st down followed up by a not-so-good run on 2nd down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on 3rd down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best.
Looking for Aguilar, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And the Browns are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Just his 2nd incompletion so far. He's 8 for 10. I think he'll take 80%.
There's no doubt that he will, but if you're the defensive play caller, you better circle what you just dialed up on your play sheet and come back to it, because you just caused an incompletion. You need a few more of those.
And this Patriot defense up to the challenge once more as they again stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. From the gun, Mayfield. And he goes down. It's a Patriots sack. Christian Barmore in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. And here's Gillen on now to punt as he gets this one away. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And the Patriots take over. New England with a 1st down as they begin the drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 62 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries. Now Jones in trouble, and he's taken down. That's Daron Payne with a sack that time. He was still looking through his progressions and going through his receiver options, and while he was doing that, the defense got to him quickly in the pocket.
And it was a great example of zone coverage. Well executed, well coordinated. All the receivers were covered, and he couldn't evade the rush back in the pocket.
After the sack on 1st down, Jones is complete left side to Aguilar. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. Jones now from the gun on 3rd down. Got his target, Samuel. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll run on 1st down. It's Harris, and he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. That one good for 10 yards, and it'll be 2nd and very short.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
So not quite a 1st and goal just yet as they come up now 2nd and inches. Back to throw. Jones. There's Henry. Touchdown, Patriots. Hunter Henry. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Patriots are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. The extra point up and good. And that'll make this a 19-point ball game. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses him about 4 yards. The Browns drive about to get started. Now, the previous drive they punted, but that was just the first time they've had to do so in this game.
And when they turn on the game film, the coaches will rant about this, right? They'll say, oh, God, we got to move the ball, guys. We can't punt the ball away. But they have to keep smiles off their faces because that's the first time in the game they've had to do so. They've moved it quite well. They'll overall be happy with what they've seen.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Mayfield to throw it. Wide open receiver complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. What a difference a week makes. 5 interceptions in their last game. Here we are, 4th quarter. He's played mistake-free football.
And I'm sure that we can look back on the past week and say, okay, he spent time in the film room and they worked on his mechanics. Sometimes it's just your team believing in you, your coaching staff believing in you, and you relax and play to your potential. And he's doing that in this game.
A good run, got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. They run it again with Chubb. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll try to throw here. Mayfield. And finding the tight end Hooper. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Mayfield now looking to throw on 1st down. Steps away to his left. Oh, he gets free left side. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the 1st down.
And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Now, that's the defense that they were looking for, being able to get extra bodies to the point of attack to deal with the big guy carrying the ball. You really don't want to be in a position where it's a one-on-one tackle with him.
Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down.
Well, he'll definitely say that that's one he should have held on to. But when you're playing in elements like this, sometimes those bullet passes, those ones with a little bit of pace on them, they can be difficult to hold on to.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll get a report when we return to Foxborough. Meanwhile, Jones' throw there taken in by Smith. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Looking to throw. Jones. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled.
I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
So the Patriots with a football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Jones throw into the hands of Henry here. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the 1st down.
And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. They hand this off to Harris. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag is down. This could possibly be a push-off. So they decline it as that will bring up 4th.
And I know that yardage and field position are keys to any game played, But you've got to consider downs when you're talking about penalties, and they wisely did not take that one and made it 4th down.
And a tough ask here. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 9. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and this Browns defense stands tall. And they'll indeed take a knee. So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And it was their defense that really paved the way to this victory as they allowed the 1 touchdown, and that was all she wrote.
Almost want to do the defense chant right now, right? Defense with a couple of claps in there, but no one wants to hear that from me. Let's just talk about how they got it done, though. When you take care of every aspect of the game, shut down the run, control the airways, right? Make sure the quarterback is harassed. This type of performance you get. They can't fashion together any offense, no consistency, and they just took control.
So for the Browns, they move back over 500 now at 4-3. And they will head home for next week's contest. That is against Washington. Meanwhile, for the Patriots, it's yet another loss as they've started out now 0-7. And they'll try to rebound next week on the road in